Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and welcome back to Jump Ultimate Stars. Now, typically what I do in this series is I'll play the game. Each sort of section in the game encompasses a series, or a manga series I should specify. And what I'll do is I'll try my best to sort of find the material, read up on it, and then talk about the material. I've been having sort of a problem with that format because I sort of didn't get a lot out of like the first 3 issues, so that wasn't really working, and then I tried the entire volume and that was a little bit better. The problem is that for One Piece, which is the manga, or the series I should say, that we're doing now, I couldn't find anything more than the first 3 chapters online. I don't know what it is exactly that happened, but I just cannot. I can find, the most latest stuff, which I would have thought is, would have been harder to find, but yeah, the older stuff I just can't find. I mean, I haven't really searched like super hard, but it's obviously not just as easily as I'd like it to be, which is a bit of an issue because if I can't find the source material, I can't really talk about it that much, especially in this case because I don't know anything about One Piece. I've seen the first 12 episodes of the series, the original Japanese version, subtitled. I didn't watch the shitty 4Kids though that completely destroyed the series for some people, I think. But I did watch a couple of episodes of the series, and I know it revolves about Luffy, who wants to be king of the pirates. He wants to find the One Piece. He gets a boat. He gets his crew, and they go out and they have adventures and whatnot. But One Piece is fucking huge. It has like, God, I want to say like what, 800 chapters by now, or 700 chapters. It's a huge ongoing series. It has like 500 something episodes in the anime, so it's definitely not something that I would have been able to catch up just for one episode. So that's why I didn't even like bother trying to think about it all too hard. But I did want to sort of go over the fact that like sort of fan subbing, which is a real big issue. Well, okay, it's not a real big issue. It was definitely a bigger issue before, I would think, because I know there was a certain time, I think in like 2009, 10, 11, one of those years, there was this time where sort of anime companies or anime publishers sort of explicitly went out of their way and were handing down sort of takedown notices and cease and desist for any sort of like anime site that had anime, and any sort of fan subbing team that would sub the anime. I don't know if it was because of an issue because a lot of people were selling said things, or what it is. I mean, I know in general you shouldn't be doing that because it's illegal. Basically, it's the equivalent of me playing, I don't know, The Last of Us, and then no, well, The Last of Us is a game, so that wouldn't make sense. It's equivalent to me dubbing over, I don't know, Titanic in Spanish, and then putting it out. Even though it's free, I'm putting it out for free and I didn't do anything, people are still able to watch the movie, which is what the issue is, because they're not, the publishers, the rightful owners are not getting their money, basically, which is why it's an issue. So it's the same thing with manga. The only thing with manga is that I don't know, it's different with manga, because like I guess the difference with manga is maybe anime streaming, so you can put sort of ads on the site, so that's an issue, so they're still making money off of it just indirectly. But I guess manga sites can do the same thing. I don't know, it's kind of difficult for me because I have a manga app. I just downloaded my manga from there, so I don't have any ads on that app, except for like maybe one ad when I open up the site, which takes me to like their site or something like that. That's about it. But it's basically the same thing, but I just feel like manga should be a lot. I feel like manga is a bigger issue than is a smaller issue than it should be, because I feel like manga sales are sort of I'm trying to go into this time just, spriting it off the top of my head, and then later on maybe I'll do some research on the topic and talk about it. But I feel like manga suffers more from fan subs than anime does, just cause if a series is an anime, it's already somewhat pretty established, so it still has, you know, merchandise sales. People still want to watch it. They can maybe rewatch it, get the DVDs, you know, that kind of stuff. Whereas a manga, it's kind of just a book. So I feel like, one, it's a lot easier to fan sub, because you can just, one person can buy the book and they can just scan it, and someone else can just, you know, translate it in English. But then two, I feel like manga sales, or manga in general, is a lot harder to sell internationally at the very least. So I feel like it suffers a lot if it's just kind of free out there. I don't know. And the other thing is that, because a big issue is that there's a lot of sort of series that, especially manga, because manga, you know, is a lot more widespread as opposed to anime. But there's a lot of manga that, you know, will probably never ever get officially translated. So that's when, you know, fan subbers come in and they do the work that companies don't find viable for them to do, which is understandable and it's appreciated, but it's still technically illegal. It's a really weird legal gray area. Well, it's not a gray area at all, actually. It's just companies, I guess, just don't decide to go through all the work of actually finding these people, and I guess maybe in the end they don't think it hurts them all that much, because I mean, people are still experiencing their content and people are still buying it. I don't know. Like, I think it's mainly just because it's an overseas kind of thing. Like, I'm pretty sure in the mainland of Japan, it's a big issue. Sure, if you try to release RAWs, I'm pretty sure RAWs would be a lot more sort of heavily policed, as opposed to something being translated. I don't know if that's necessarily the worst thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it from my perspective, like if I were a manga artist, and if someone, you know, went ahead and scanned my art and just put it all on for free, I'd be really pissed. Whereas if they, you know, translated it into their own language, I wouldn't be as pissed. I don't know. That's just me. But that's enough of that. Not really much I know about One Piece. I've wanted to try and get into One Piece, but it's just such a long endeavor, which is an interesting sort of thing when you think about it, because there's these, there's the big three, you know, they're really big, but I find it interesting how they last so long, especially like given like maybe their midlife, or maybe not midlife, but they're sort of later on in life, just because of the fact that there's so much material to catch up on that I don't know how they can keep gaining new followers, because I know obviously they can't start off with the same amount of people and go out through the entire thing and you know, keep that entire momentum going through from start to finish. They're obviously going to lose a lot of people in between and gain a lot of people in between. I just don't understand how, like, they have such a large library that people are just like, yes, now's the time to get into One Piece. Now that they're up to, you know, chapter 1000, let's go. I don't know. I just get so intimidated by it, and it's just like, that's a huge endeavor. It's gonna take me, I don't know, months before I even catch up. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. This is one of those really annoying fights that I've been talking about, where we have to sort of get the stars from everyone. What's really annoying is that they, everyone, my two opponents, they have this support of Nami, I believe is her name. She comes out and she makes it so you can't switch characters, which really sucks because I can't switch Piccolo, and then Piccolo gets trashed. So I'm constantly gonna be restarting this match. I want to try and go through it, jumping up and getting the first 2 stars as soon as possible, or the first star. How many is it that it is? Yeah, it's just 1 star. And then, unlike the other ones where they kind of scatter it all at the start, this is one of the more annoying ones where everyone starts with 1, which really sucks. So I gotta do my best to just spam through these guys and kill them. What I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to break through the wall and knock them down, because that's the easiest way to get through this, and then try to go on the other side and then just blast them through. But unfortunately, they're really slippery. It would have been nice if I had Luffy in this, because his range would be really great. But what am I going to do about that? I'm going to try my best to sort of switch up the decks as much as possible. I'm doing it, like, I think per galaxy. Perfect. That was actually really nice. I'm trying to do it per galaxy so that way you know, we have each deck for like a good amount of time, and then you get to sort of see the full span of it. It's gonna get a little bit complicated later on because they're like boss planets, or not each galaxy, each sort of planet collection of planets. I don't know. They kind of mix it. I mean, it makes sense for each series to be a galaxy because a planet might not be enough to encompass how the world works. For example, what's a shonen anime that, or a shonen series that's intergalactic, or I can't think of anything. But for example, if it was like Gundam, a planet would immediately make sense. So I guess a galaxy is fine. Great. Oh, duh. Dragon Ball Z. You can't, you know, focus on, you know, Dragon Ball Z planet because Dragon Ball Z takes place in like a lot of different areas. So I get, I understand the sentiment of a galaxy, but it's wrong. I get what they're getting at, but it's wrong in general. Either way, this is another one of the game types I really like because, you know, since Luffy or One Piece, they're all pirates. One of their missions on their galaxy is that you have to collect all the coins, which makes perfect sense. Makes the most sense out of anything. And then the other one kind of makes sense because you gotta kind of beat up, I guess, these guys to get the treasure, which was the star. So it makes sense. Like, I like these little nods that they do in the game. But anyways, stay fresh.
Time's